Pears and eye health belong together in a quiet, gentle way, and today we explore that connection from every useful angle. Across this video, you will see simple, colorful, and affordable ways to enjoy pears, from fresh slices and cooling drinks to warm, comforting bowls. Along the way, we look closely at what a pear truly offers your eyes, the real nutrients it carries, its long and surprising history, the traditional beliefs that surround it, and the easiest ways to make this soft, sweet fruit a natural part of your everyday routine. The benefits of pears reach further than most people expect, and the whole story begins with something as simple as a single ripe piece of fruit resting in the palm of your hand. Let us start with a picture of the eye itself, because understanding it makes every food choice feel more meaningful. Think of your eye as a living camera, one of the most refined instruments in all of nature. It gathers light, focuses it with astonishing precision, adjusts to brightness in an instant, and sends a steady stream of images to the brain from the moment you wake until the moment you close your eyes at night. A camera made of glass and metal would need constant cleaning, careful handling, and steady power. Your eyes ask for something gentler and simpler. Good rest, protection from harsh strain, and a quiet, faithful supply of nourishment carried through the food you eat each day. This is exactly where a humble pear finds its place, and its first contribution is one of the most overlooked of all. A ripe pear is close to 84% water, and that single fact carries far more meaning than it first appears. The clear front surface of the eye depends on a thin, even film of moisture to stay smooth, comfortable, and sharp. Every time you blink, that gentle film is refreshed across the surface, keeping your vision clear and your eyes at ease. Hydration for the whole body supports this delicate layer, and juicy fruits like pears add soft food-based water to your day alongside the water you drink. So the very simplest way to enjoy a pear turns out to be one of the most useful of all. A single ripe pear rinsed under cool running water and eaten whole with the skin left on makes a naturally sweet snack of around 100 calories and close to 6 grams of fiber. Mid-morning or early afternoon is a comfortable time for it on its own or beside a small handful of nuts. It asks for no preparation, no special tools, and almost no expense. That whole pear is already doing quiet work for you, and in a moment we will see why the skin you just kept on the fruit matters far more than most people ever realize. Inside that soft, pale flesh sits a special kind of fiber called pectin. Pectin is the very substance that helps fruit set into a gentle gel when preserves are made, and inside the body it works with the same quiet patience, slowing the release of natural sugars into the blood. Here is something worth holding on to. Pears carry a lovely natural sweetness, yet they sit low on the scale that measures how quickly a food raises blood sugar. This matters for your eyes more than it might seem, because the tiny blood vessels that feed the retina stay healthiest when blood sugar rises and falls in smooth, gentle waves, rather than sharp, sudden peaks. A pear offers sweetness wrapped safely inside fiber, and that is a kinder rhythm for the whole body, with the eyes quietly included in the benefit. A pear also carries vitamin C, one of the most familiar and best-loved antioxidants in everyday food. A single medium pear provides roughly 1/10 of a day's vitamin C in one gentle serving. Now here is a detail that surprises many people. The eye holds vitamin C in remarkably high concentration compared with most other tissues in the body, which is nature's own quiet hint about how useful this nutrient is for delicate eye structures. Vitamin C supports the collagen that gives strength and flexibility to blood vessels, including the fine, almost thread-like network that keeps the eye supplied with oxygen and fresh nourishment. It also works shoulder to shoulder with other antioxidants as part of the body's daily maintenance, helping to balance the natural wear that comes with the constant tireless work of turning light into vision. Why do the eyes need antioxidants so much in the first place? The answer lies in the very nature of sight itself. Every second of vision is a small chemical event, as light strikes the cells of the retina and is turned into signals the brain can read. This busy, ceaseless work naturally produces tiny reactive molecules, a little like the gentle wear that comes from any hard-working machine. The body handles this beautifully, drawing on a steady supply of antioxidants from food to keep everything in balance. Bright light, long hours of close focus, and the simple passage of time all add to this quiet workload. So a diet rich in colorful fruits and vegetables, each carrying its own protective compounds, gives the eyes the raw material they use for their own daily upkeep. A pear plays a modest and supporting role here, adding vitamin C, copper, and the flavonoids held in its skin to that larger cooperative effort. It is one gentle voice in a much greater harmonious chorus of nourishment. And now an honest and genuinely useful point, one that makes the rest of this story clearer. A pear is not a carotenoid powerhouse in the way a bright carrot or a handful of deep green spinach is. Its gift to your eyes is quieter, softer, and often indirect, working through hydration, gentle antioxidants, steady energy, and a truly wonderful talent for partnering with the real vision stars on your plate. That partnership is where pears become genuinely clever, and the next simple idea shows exactly how it works inside a single bowl. Picture a fresh salad built around soft pear and dark leafy greens. 2 generous handfuls of spinach or another tender green form the base. Half a ripe pear sliced thin adds natural sweetness and cool moisture. A small spoon of olive oil and a light scattering of walnuts, completed in moments. This modest and inexpensive bowl quietly becomes a small masterpiece of eye-supporting nutrition. The greens supply lutein and zeaxanthin, two remarkable pigments that the eye gathers and concentrates in a tiny central spot called the macula. The olive oil and the walnuts add healthy fats, and those fats help the body absorb these precious pigments far more completely because lutein and zeaxanthin travel best in the friendly company of a little fat. The pear ties all the flavors together and keeps the whole dish light, sweet, and refreshing. Enjoyed at lunch or dinner a few times a week, this is one of the most practical ways of all to let pears support your eyes through excellent company. Let us stay with those two pigments a little longer because they sit right at the heart of the eye health story. Lutein and zeaxanthin gather in the macula, the small central region of the retina responsible for sharp, detailed vision, the very kind you are using to read and follow this moment. There they behave like a soft internal filter, absorbing a portion of high-energy blue light and helping to shield the sensitive cells that sit just behind them. Picture one tiny pigment molecule carrying a remarkably large responsibility, quietly guarding the most precise part of your sight. Pears contain only modest amounts of these compounds, and most of what they hold sits in the skin, which is one more good reason to enjoy the fruit whole rather than peeled. On their own, pears offer a small and gentle contribution besides spinach, kale, sweet corn, or a golden egg yolk. They become part of a colorful, layered approach that the eye truly appreciates day after day. Let us look even closer at that light-sensitive screen at the back of the eye because it is one of the true wonders of the body. The retina is lined with millions of specialized cells, and they come in two great families. One family handles bright light and rich color, giving you the vivid, glowing world of daytime. The other family is exquisitely sensitive to dim light, allowing your eyes to slowly adjust when you step from a bright room into a darkened one. That gentle adjustment to low light leans on vitamin A, a nutrient the body can build from the beta-carotene found in orange and yellow vegetables. Pears themselves hold little vitamin A, and this is simply honest to say, yet they belong to the wider plate that keeps this whole system supplied. Served beside carrots, sweet potato, or leafy greens, a pear adds its hydration and gentle sweetness, while those colorful partners deliver the pigments the retina depends upon. Together they form a picture far greater than any single fruit could ever paint alone. The same idea travels beautifully into a blended drink, soft and mild enough for almost anyone. One ripe pear, a generous handful of spinach, a small spoon of plain yogurt, or a few soaked seeds, and a little water blend into a smooth, mild, naturally sweet drink of around 250 ml. The pear softens the flavor of the greens so gently and so completely that the spinach almost vanishes into sweetness, which makes this a lovely way for anyone who finds leafy vegetables too strong to enjoy them with ease. The small amount of fat from the yogurt or the seeds once again helps carry those eye-friendly pigments into the body where they are needed. Morning or early afternoon suits this drink especially well, and because the whole fruit goes into the blender, skin and all, you keep every bit of the pear's valuable fiber. Which raises a fair and common question that many people ask about fruit. What actually happens when we turn a pear into pure, clear juice? The answer is well worth understanding because it changes how you might choose to enjoy it. Fresh pear juice is bright, delicate, and softly floral, and it offers a concentrated, convenient form of some of the fruit's nutrients and natural sugars. When juice is pressed, much of the fiber stays behind in the pulp, so the sweetness arrives faster and in a more concentrated form. A gentle and comfortable approach is to enjoy a small serving around 100 to 150 ml and to soften it with an equal splash of plain water. Diluting fresh pear juice with water makes the flavor lighter and the sweetness gentler, and many people find this far more pleasant to sip slowly. A little squeeze of lemon brightens it beautifully and adds a touch more vitamin C. Whole pears and pear juice each have their rightful place. The whole fruit keeps its fiber and offers a slower, steadier release of natural sweetness, while fresh pear juice gives a lighter, more concentrated sip for a special moment. Keeping both across your week with juice as an occasional pleasure and whole fruit as the everyday habit lets you enjoy the best of each. Here is a thought that feels especially close to modern life. Many of us now spend long hours looking at bright screens, and something curious happens while we do. We tend to blink far less often than usual, and that thin film of moisture across the eye is refreshed less frequently, which can leave the eyes feeling tired and dry by evening. Gentle, steady hydration through the day is one of the simplest comforts for this, and juicy fruits quietly help. This is exactly where a cool jug of pear water or ripe pear enjoyed at your desk earns its place in a busy routine. It offers a small, pleasant nudge toward the hydration the eye surface loves, folded naturally into the rhythm of the day. Pausing to look into the distance now and then, and remembering to blink fully and slowly adds even more comfort. None of this is complicated, and much of it can travel with you in the shape of a single, soft, sweet fruit. Now, let us turn to something wonderfully practical. The kind of everyday knowledge that makes all of these ideas taste their very best. How do you choose and ripen pears well? Pears have an unusual and rather charming habit that sets them apart from most other fruit. While the majority of fruits ripen fully while still on the tree, pears develop their finest, most melting texture after they are picked, ripening quietly from the inside outward. This is exactly why a pear bought firm from the shop will often turn perfectly juicy and fragrant on the kitchen counter over just a few days. To check whether a pear is ready, press very gently near the stem at the top of the fruit. When that little spot yields softly to light pressure, the pear has reached its peak. Firm pears keep beautifully in a cool place or in the refrigerator for 1 to 2 weeks, and simply moving them to room temperature speeds their ripening whenever you want them sweet and ready. This one small trick means you can buy pears in advance with confidence and enjoy them at their finest all week long. There is a clever little kitchen secret for ripening pears faster whenever you cannot wait. Placing a firm pear in a paper bag beside a ripe apple or a banana speeds things along wonderfully because those fruits release a natural ripening signal into the air that the pear happily responds to. Left on the open counter, a firm pear will still soften on its own over several days. When the time comes to prepare one, the whole fruit slices easily into wedges around the center, and the tender core is simply set aside. A ripe pear cuts so softly that a plain table knife often does the job. For salads and fresh mixtures, a crisper pear holds its shape beautifully in neat pieces, while a very soft ripe pear is perfect for grating, mashing, blending, or gentle cooking. Matching the ripeness of the fruit to the way you plan to enjoy it makes every preparation easier and far more delicious. One more small detail rewards the patient. A truly ripe pear often gives off a soft, sweet, honeyed fragrance near its stem, a gentle signal that its sugars have fully developed and it is ready to enjoy at its very best. Trusting your nose, along with that light press near the top, takes the guesswork out of choosing the perfect moment. And when a pear reaches that peak, its flavor is at its most generous and its texture at its most melting. This is the fruit at its finest, and it is well worth the short wait. A little patience turns an ordinary pear into a small, quiet pleasure, and makes every recipe built around it taste all the more wonderful. A perfectly ripe pear can also transform the simplest breakfast into something special. Half a pear, grated with the skin left on, then stirred through a warm bowl of oats, brings natural sweetness and soft moisture without a single spoon of added sugar. A light sprinkle of cinnamon and a few walnuts or seeds turn it into a comforting and complete morning bowl. The oats bring fiber of their own, the pear adds gentle sweetness and a little vitamin C, and the nuts or seeds contribute the healthy fats that support the absorption of eye-friendly pigments from other foods across the whole day. This is a warm, affordable, and deeply satisfying way to begin the morning, and it feels especially welcome in the cooler months of the year. Here is a detail truly worth remembering, and it carries us back once more to the pear's skin. That thin edible layer holds a meaningful share of the fruit's total fiber, along with a rich concentration of antioxidant compounds known as flavonoids and phenolic acids. These natural plant compounds are part of what gives the skin its lovely color and its faint, pleasant firmness. When a pear is peeled, a good portion of these quietly protective compounds is carried away with the skin. So for everyday eating, well-washed pears enjoyed whole simply offer more than peeled ones do. Cool running water and a light rub with clean hands or a soft brush are entirely enough to clean the smooth skin of a pear. There is truly no need for anything elaborate. An honest, simple rinse is a trusted everyday habit, and it protects both the fruit's goodness and its flavor. If a cut pear is left waiting, a few drops of lemon juice keep the pale flesh bright and fresh for longer. Let us return once more to that gentle fiber because its quiet work reaches further than you might first think. The pectin and soft fiber in a pear feed the friendly community of microbes that live in the digestive system. And a well-nourished, comfortable gut helps the whole body make better use of the nutrients that pass through it. In a very real sense, healthy digestion is a partner to healthy eyes, since every vitamin, mineral, and pigment that supports your sight must first be absorbed well from the food you eat. A pear with around 6 grams of gentle fiber supports smooth, comfortable digestion in the softest possible way. This is one more reason the humble pear feels so kind to the body. It nourishes quietly, works gently, and asks very little in return, all while helping to open the door for the other good things on your plate to do their part. On a warm day, pears offer one of the most refreshing and least expensive drinks you could imagine. A few thin slices of ripe pear dropped into a jug of cool water and left for 1 to 2 hours in the refrigerator will gently perfume the water with a soft, sweet floral aroma. Pear-infused water is barely sweet, carries almost no calories at all, and makes the simple act of hydration feel like a small daily pleasure. A slice of cucumber or a fresh sprig of mint alongside the pear lifts it even further. And because comfortable, steady hydration supports the moist, smooth surface of the eye, this quiet, gentle habit connects something as ordinary as a jug of water to the everyday comfort of clear, well-lubricated, easy eyes. Pears carry another quiet contributor that rarely receives any attention at all. That contributor is copper. This humble trace mineral is a small but genuinely essential part of the body's own antioxidant defenses. Copper helps power an internal enzyme system that neutralizes some of the reactive molecules produced naturally as cells go about their daily work, including the endlessly busy light processing cells of the eye. A single pear supplies a useful share of the copper that many people need across a day. It is a fine example of how a familiar, affordable, everyday fruit can supply small but real pieces of the larger nutritional picture that supports healthy tissues throughout the entire body, eyes among them. Good circulation is another quiet ally of healthy eyes, since it is the steady flow of blood that carries every nutrient to those tiny vessels feeding the retina. A varied diet built on whole fruits, vegetables, and other simple foods supports the smooth, easy circulation the whole body depends on. Pears play their small part here too, offering potassium among their minerals, along with the fiber and gentle nature that make them so easy to enjoy every single day. It is a lovely reminder that the eye is never truly separate from the rest of the body. When you nourish yourself well, keep comfortably hydrated, and lean towards simple, colorful whole foods, the eyes share in that good fortune along with the heart, the skin, and everything else. A pear is a small, sweet, and genuinely welcome contribution to that larger picture of everyday wellness. Let us return for a moment to that idea of steady, gentle energy because it carries real and lasting weight for long-term eye health. The retina is fed by some of the finest, most delicate blood vessels found anywhere in the entire body, so fine that they are among the smallest we have. Over many years, smooth and steady blood sugar helps keep this precious network healthy, flexible, and well supplied. A pear with its natural sweetness wrapped snugly inside fiber and pectin offers a satisfying sweet taste while gently easing the speed at which that sweetness reaches the blood. In a world overflowing with sharp, sudden sugars, a pear stands out as a gentler choice, and gentle choices repeated quietly over a lifetime are exactly the kind of small, faithful habits that support the eyes year after year. This makes one of the very easiest snacks of all especially worthwhile. A ripe pear sliced and served beside a small handful of walnuts, almonds, or pumpkin seeds is a beautifully balanced little pairing. The pear brings water, fiber, and a gentle dose of vitamin C, while the nuts or seeds bring healthy fats, some vitamin E, and helpful minerals like zinc, all of which belong to the eye's wider supporting cast of nutrients. The fats carry a bonus, too. If you enjoy this snack near a meal that includes colorful vegetables, your body will absorb their eye-friendly pigments more completely. Around 30 grams of nuts, roughly one small handful, is a comfortable and sensible amount. This snack is affordable, easy to carry with you, and endlessly adaptable to whatever you happen to have at home. There is something quietly reassuring in all of this. Caring for your eyes is rarely about a single dramatic choice, and far more about small, gentle habits repeated with patience across the seasons of a life. A pear enjoyed on most days, a plate that leans toward color, a jug of water kept close, a handful of nuts beside the fruit. None of these ask much of you on any single day, yet together over months and years, they quietly shape the way the whole body is nourished. The eyes, faithful and hardworking from morning until night, are among the gentle beneficiaries of that steady care. And there is real comfort in knowing that such meaningful support can arrive wrapped in something as pleasant, affordable, and familiar as a soft, ripe pear waiting in the bowl. Now let us step gracefully back in time because the pear carries a history far greater and richer than its gentle, unassuming size would ever suggest. Pears are among the oldest cultivated fruits known to humanity, grown and cherished across Europe and Asia for thousands of years. In the ancient Mediterranean world, the poet Homer is said to have described pears as a gift of the gods, a warm phrase that has echoed down through the long centuries since. Roman growers became remarkably skilled in the delicate art of grafting, carefully joining branches to preserve and multiply their finest varieties, and they carried pear cultivation widely across their vast world. Far to the east, a different and distinct family of pears, rounder and crisper in nature, have been treasured in China for just as long, woven deeply into art, poetry, and gentle symbols of long and lasting life. From a small, wild, and often gritty little fruit, patient generation after patient generation of growers slowly shaped the sweet, smooth, melting pears so many enjoy today. A single tiny seed became vast, spreading orchards, and an ancient wild plant became a familiar, comforting shape resting in the modern kitchen bowl. That long and patient journey left us with thousands of different pear varieties, in gentle shades of green, warm gold, russet brown, and soft blushing red. The pear's long journey did not end in the old world. Settlers carried treasured pear trees across the oceans to new lands, and orchards took root on distant shores, adding still more varieties to an already vast family. Today, two great branches of the pear family grace our kitchens. The familiar European pear is the soft, sweet, buttery kind that grows tender and melting when fully ripe. perfect for eating out of hand, for gentle poaching, and for smooth purees. The Asian pear, rounder and often golden or russet, stays crisp and refreshingly juicy even when ripe. Closer in bite to a firm apple, and wonderful in fresh salads and crunchy mixtures. Both carry water, gentle fiber, vitamin C, and their own soft charm. Knowing the difference lets you choose the right pear for the moment. A crisp one to add fresh crunch, or a soft one to melt into something warm and comforting. It is a small piece of knowledge that quietly improves every dish. And this rich abundance brings us to a comforting, deeply time-honored way of enjoying them. Across many different cultures and many centuries, pears have long been gently cooked into soft, warming dishes. And this beautiful tradition offers one of the most soothing preparations of all. A whole pear or a neatly halved one, simmered slowly in water with a single stick of cinnamon and perhaps a thin strip of citrus peel for around 15 to 20 minutes, becomes wonderfully tender, fragrant, and naturally sweet. This warm poached pear needs no added sugar whatsoever because the gentle heat coaxes out the fruit's own hidden sweetness. The soft, warm spice liquid left around it becomes a light and comforting drink in its own right, a kind of gentle homemade pear tea to sip slowly. This is a truly wonderful choice on a cool evening, easy on the stomach, and deeply calming to both body and mind. Traditional kitchens across both Europe and Asia have prepared pears in this loving way for countless generations, valuing them as a soft, restoring, and gentle food. For anyone with a sensitive stomach, or simply on those days when something soft and easy is most welcome, pear puree is quietly ideal. A ripe pear gently cooked until fully tender and then blended smooth or simply mashed with a fork when very soft and ripe becomes a mild, soothing puree that suits very nearly everyone, from the very youngest child to the eldest grandparent. A little cinnamon or a few drops of fresh lemon can lift the flavor beautifully. This gentle preparation shows the pear at its most comforting and generous, an affordable, calming food that carries hydration, natural sweetness, and a fair share of the fruit's nutrients in the softest possible form. It keeps well in the refrigerator for 2 to 3 days when stored in a covered container, ready and waiting whenever it is needed. By now, a clear and simple theme has surely appeared throughout our story. The pear's greatest strength for the eyes lies not in standing proudly alone, but in gracefully joining a colorful and varied plate. The eye genuinely thrives on variety, drawing quietly on many different nutrients gathered from many different foods. Yellow and orange vegetables offer beta-carotene, which the body can skillfully convert into vitamin A, a nutrient truly essential for the eye's ability to adjust to dim and fading light. Dark leafy greens deliver that precious lutein and zeaxanthin straight to the macula. Bright fresh fruits provide vitamin C. Nuts and seeds contribute vitamin E, zinc, and healthy fats. And a pear fits so gracefully among all of these, adding hydration, fiber, gentle sweetness, and its own quiet share of protective compounds. Natural foods for eye health always work best as a colorful cooperative team, and the pear is a friendly, affordable, and always welcome member of that team. There is a simple and beautiful way to picture eye-supporting nutrition, and it is well worth carrying with you. Imagine your plate as a gentle rainbow. Each color of fruit and vegetable tends to carry its own particular family of protective compounds, and the more colors you gather across a week, the wider the range of nourishment your eyes and your whole body receive. Deep green brings lutein and zeaxanthin. Orange and yellow bring the carotenoids the body turns into vitamin A. Red and purple bring their own vivid antioxidants. Pale golden pears take their gentle place among these brighter colors, adding hydration, fiber, and a soft, sweet balance that makes the whole plate more inviting. A pear is rarely the boldest color in the bowl, yet it is one of the friendliest, tying flavors together and encouraging you to enjoy more of the colorful foods that surround it. Variety, in the end, is the quiet secret behind natural foods for eye health. This lovely spirit of pairing leads us naturally to one last simple idea to carry home. A small, fresh, chopped mixture of diced pear, a little finely chopped leafy green, a few chopped nuts, and a bright squeeze of lemon makes a refreshing topping that dresses up almost anything on the table. Spoon generously over a bowl of plain yogurt, scattered across a simple green salad, or enjoyed all on its own as a light and colorful little bite. It brings together sweetness, gentle crunch, and eye-friendly nutrients in a single cheerful spoonful. A tiny drizzle of olive oil turns it into a gentle, wholesome dressing all its own. It takes only a few minutes to make, costs remarkably little, and transforms a plain plate into something lively, colorful, and quietly nourishing. A final word on cost, since it truly matters in real kitchens. Pears are among the most affordable fruits in almost any market, available for much of the year and easy to keep on hand. A simple bowl of pears resting on the counter is a quiet standing invitation to reach for something naturally sweet and nourishing rather than something processed. That easy, everyday availability, perhaps more than any single nutrient, may be the pear's most practical gift of all to your daily well-being. So now let us gather all the most useful guidance together into one simple and comfortable picture. One pear a day is a reasonable and thoroughly enjoyable amount for most people, whether eaten whole as a snack, grated into a warm breakfast, or added to a fresh salad. Morning through early afternoon is a naturally comfortable time for the sweeter preparations and for fresh juices, while a warm poached pear settles beautifully into a calm and restful evening. Keep the whole fruit as your everyday foundation since it holds all of its fiber and offers steady, gentle sweetness, and treat fresh pear juice softened with a splash of water as a lighter and more occasional pleasure. Remember always that a pear does its finest eye-supporting work in good company beside leafy greens for their precious pigments, and alongside a little olive oil, a few nuts, or a scattering of seeds, so that a touch of healthy fat helps your body absorb the eye-friendly compounds from your whole meal. Choose pears that feel firm and look unblemished. Let them ripen patiently on the counter until they yield gently near the stem. Wash them simply under cool running water and enjoy them whole with the skin to keep both their fiber and their antioxidants. Store firm pears in a cool place for up to a week or two and move them to room temperature whenever you want them. Sweet and ready to eat. None of this asks for special equipment, rare ingredients, or real expense. It asks only for a soft, familiar fruit and a little gentle, everyday attention. And so we return softly to where we first began, to the quiet and gentle friendship between pears and eye health. A pear is simple, familiar, and affordable. A soft and generous fruit found in almost every market and warmly welcomed at almost every table. Yet inside that modest golden green shape lives real hydration for the delicate surface of the eye, vitamin C for the fine vessels that faithfully nourish it, gentle fiber for steady and comfortable energy, a soft whisper of protective pigments hidden in the skin, and a long, rich, remarkable history stretching back across thousands of years. Its truest gift of all is the graceful way it joins hands with the colorful foods around it, turning an ordinary plate into everyday nourishment for the whole body and the eyes it faithfully serves. Enjoy your pears fresh and crisp, blended and smooth, or warm and fragrant with cinnamon, and let their soft sweetness and gentle giving nature be a simple reminder that caring for your eyes can be as easy as pleasant and as quietly beautiful as a single ripe pear.